Listen to me. Not to your phone. Not to the noise outside your window. Listen to the whisper beneath everything, the one you've been hearing in your bones for months now. Maybe years. October 11th is here, and what I'm about to tell you cannot remain hidden any longer. You already know this. Some part of you has been waiting for someone to say it out loud, to name what you've been feeling in the dark when nobody's watching. I'm here to tell you that feeling is real. That intuition is divine, and the silence you've endured, the maddening, beautiful, terrifying silence, it was never emptiness. It was gestation. You are chosen. Not because you're better than anyone else. Not because you deserve more suffering or more joy. You're chosen because you said yes, somewhere in the depths of your soul. In a moment you can't quite remember but feel in your chest when you're alone. You said yes to waking up. You said yes to seeing. You said yes to the harder path, the path that asks you to feel everything, to know everything, to carry the weight of knowing while pretending to live an ordinary life. And October 11th. This exact moment in the cosmic calendar is when the universe is finally ready to stop whispering and start speaking in a voice. Think of someone, they text you. When you're worried about something, you see a sign that directly addresses your concern. Your body has started communicating with you, a sudden warmth in your chest during a specific thought, a tingling at the base of your skull when you're near something true, a deep peace that settles over you when you're exactly where you need to be. This isn't imagination. This is the veil becoming translucent. This is the boundary between the material world and the energetic realm, becoming so thin that you can see through it, feel through it, communicate through it. And October 11th is the date when this thinning accelerates. Here's what I need you to understand. You're not going crazy. The world will continue to insist that what you're experiencing isn't real. The rational mind will try to find logical explanations for the inexplicable. But you know better. You've always known better. There's a knowing in you that exists beyond explanation, beyond proof, beyond the need for validation from anyone else. This knowing is your connection to the divine. This knowing is October 11th speaking through your nervous system, your intuition, your sudden moments of absolute certainty in the middle of confusion. The chosen ones have always been misunderstood. Inexplicable flutter in your chest, you were learning. Every time a song came on the radio at the exact moment you needed to hear its message, you were learning. Every time you thought of someone and they appeared, or you knew what someone was about to say before they said it, you were learning the vocabulary of divine communication. Here's what the rational world won't tell you. Synchronicity is not coincidence wearing a fancy name. Synchronicity is evidence. It's the universe demonstrating that it's aware of you, tracking you, communicating with you. It's God saying, I see you. I know exactly what you need right now, and I'm arranging it. When you see a repeating number 777, 888, 1111, 1212, your nervous system recognizes something your conscious mind hasn't yet translated. That recognition, that flutter, that moment of electricity in your cells, that's you aligning with a frequency. That's you recognizing a tone of voice you've heard before, in dreams perhaps, or in meditation, or in that peculiar space between waking and sleeping where the most honest communication happens. Heartbroken, and the lyrics captured exactly what you were feeling, giving permission to grieve what you've been holding back. Maybe you were doubting yourself and the melody lifted you into remembrance of your strength. Maybe you were confused and a single line clarified everything. This is not chance. This is the divine reaching through the airwaves, through speakers, through the human voice, to speak directly to your soul. The universe is multilingual, but music is one of its most sophisticated languages because music bypasses the thinking mind and goes straight to the heart. And when a particular song becomes an obsession, when you find yourself returning to it, singing it, thinking about its lyrics at random moments, you're being literally sung to by the divine. That song is a message. That song is October 11th arriving in musical form. Pay attention also to sudden thoughts. Not the background chatter of your mind, but the sudden thoughts that arrive fully formed, that feel like they come from outside you, that carry a particular tone or authority. You'll be driving or washing dishes or lying in bed, and suddenly a thought arrives that reorganizes everything. That you're tuned into the divine broadcast, that you're being guided with precision and care. The chosen ones learn to read signs the way others read language. You become bilingual between the material world and the invisible realm. October 11th is when your fluency increases dramatically. The signs come faster. They become more obvious. The universe stops subtly hinting and starts directly showing. And this isn't frightening, even though it can feel overwhelming. This is exactly what you've been ready for. This is the moment when the long silence breaks into symphony. This is when all the preparation bears fruit. I want you to do something right now. Pause. Check the time. Look at a random number, your phone, a clock, a receipt, anything. Or think of the number that's been following you, the one you keep seeing. Write it down. Hold it. Feel into it. This number appearing now, in this moment as you're reading these words, this is October 11th, confirming that you're receiving. This is the universe waving back at you. And later, when you're moved to comment, when you're moved to tell others that you resonate with this message, you'll type that number. You'll type 777 or 888 or whatever number has been calling to you. And in doing so, you'll be joining enough to not destroy yourself with the power you're about to inherit. The chosen ones have always had to go through this. The mystics who received visions had to be purified first. The healers who developed extraordinary gifts had to walk through fire first. The visionaries who could see the future had to learn to live peacefully in the present first. You're going through the same initiation. You're being refined. And October 11th marks a shift in this process. Understand also that alignment isn't linear. You don't get tuned and stay tuned. The human experience is cyclical. The cosmic experience is cyclical. Seasons shift. Planets move. The tide goes in and out. Your alignment goes through rhythms too. There are seasons where you feel aligned, where everything flows, where synchronicities multiply, where you feel held and guided and certain. And there are seasons where you feel tested, resistant, stuck. The chosen ones need to understand this cycle, because otherwise you interpret the difficult seasons as punishment or as proof that you failed. But you didn't fail. You're cycling. You don't have to suffer to be worthy of good things. You're already worthy. You're worthy because you exist. And October 11th invites you to practice receiving what you've been rejecting. This means noticing when someone offers to help you and saying yes instead of insisting you can do it alone. This means letting yourself rest without guilt. This means accepting compliments without immediately deflecting. This means allowing yourself to want good things and not punishing yourself for wanting them. This means receiving the synchronicities and the signs without dismissing them as lucky accidents. This means opening yourself to the possibility that the universe has been trying to support you all along. And all that's needed is your willingness to receive. October 11th is also when you need to release the timeline. I know you have one. I know there's a version of your future that you've been imagining, with specific details and specific dates. And I know you've been watching the calendar and feeling disappointed when those dates passed and your imagined future didn't materialize. But here's what the universe wants you to know. Your attachment to a specific timeline is the only thing keeping you from experiencing the even better timeline that's actually trying to reach you. Your timeline was drawn from outside sources, and start trusting the permission that comes from inside. You're going to stop asking others if your experiences are valid and start knowing without doubt that your experiences are your truth. You're going to stop apologizing for your depth and start offering it as a gift. Here's what October 11th reveals. Your purpose isn't something you need to find. It's not hidden somewhere in the distance, waiting for you to achieve certain credentials or reach a certain level of success. Your purpose is what you are becoming in every moment. Your purpose is how you treat people. Your purpose is the energy you bring to your days. Your purpose is your presence. The chosen ones have been given a specific gift, the ability to transform the people around them through the sheer frequency of their consciousness. When you're aligned, when you're present, when you're radiant with your own inner knowing, people feel it. They feel seen by you. They feel understood by you. They feel the possibility of their own awakening reflected back to them through your eyes. That's your purpose. You're here to be a beacon. You're here to hold the frequency of truth, and you'll become part of a web of awakened consciousness that's transforming the planet, one conversation at a time. But this also means you need to be discerning. Not everyone is ready. Not everyone wants to wake up. Some people are content with their sleep. Some people have too much invested in the old stories to release them, and you need to be okay with that. Your role isn't to convince anyone or to fix anyone or to make someone believe what you believe. Your role is simply to be available, to be real, to let your light shine for those who have eyes to see it and ears to hear it. And for those who don't, you can wish them well and move on without feeling responsible for their awakening. October 11th is also when you begin to understand something crucial. You've never been alone. Even in the deepest silence, even in the loneliest nights, even when it felt like the universe had abandoned you, you were being held. You were being guided. You were being orchestrated with precision. The invisible forces that support you have always been there. They've always been aware of you. They've always been cheering for you. And now that you know this, now that you've lived through enough to trust this, you can listen again, not to the storm outside or the algorithm inside your screen, to the memory under your memories, the one that presses on your ribs when the room falls quiet. October 11th did not begin tonight. It began when you were small and could not yet name why the room's mood felt heavier when certain people walked in. You knew without being told. You noticed things others did not. The dog looked at a corner and you felt a chill. A teacher's praise rang hollow, and you understood the difference between noise and truth, long before anyone taught you how to read a book. The calling began in the earliest rooms. It hid inside the way you lingered on doorframes, feeling the air. It tucked itself into the ache you carried after hearing a cruel joke that everyone else found funny. It lived in your refusal to clap for what your spirit did not respect. You thought you were shy. You thought you were strange. You were neither. You were calibrated for signal in a world addicted to static. Chosen ones learn exile before belonging. It is not a punishment. It is a shaping. Exile trains your ears to detect whispers. Exile teaches you how to sit with what others run from. Exile removes the stage lights so you can notice the candle in the back row. You found that candle again and again. A line in a poem, a sentence spoken by a stranger at a bus stop, is in how your life refused to let you go numb. The proof is in how tears came when your spirit wanted to soften a moment the world told you to harden. The proof is in how you kept asking better questions when lesser answers would have made you comfortable. This is the deep mechanic beneath your calling. You are not driven by attention. You are moved by accuracy. You are not seduced by status. You are compelled by substance. October 11th stands like a threshold with your name on it. As you step, the old exile recodes itself. It becomes sanctuary. You will still need quiet. You will still hear more than most. But now you will know what to do with what you hear. And you will recognize your people by the way your nervous system relaxes in their presence. You will not audition. You will arrive. Write this someplace you can see it. You are not late. You are layered. You are not behind. You are becoming. The first your chest. Is this room aligned with my assignment? Wait 3 breaths. The answer will arrive as sensation, not sentence. Warmth means yes. Tightness means no. Neutral means remain open. Do not argue with your instrument. It hears frequencies your mind cannot yet parse. Food becomes message too. Cravings will change as your purpose clarifies. The sugar you used to numb will feel like fog. The heavy foods you used to carry loneliness will feel like carrying it twice. Your body will ask for what helps it listen. Water will taste like prayer. Greens will feel like window light. Salt will remember oceans. This is not a diet. It is devotion. Sleep is a classroom. If your dreams intensify, bless the curriculum. Keep a page beside the bed. Write the symbol that repeats. Staircases, keys, trains that do not stop at your platform because the next one is yours. The body knows how to translate. A pressure in your chest as you write means the symbol is alive today. Carry it. Let it choose your tone. You will speak differently when you honor what visited you in the night. You do not have to become a monk to live this way. You only have to refuse to betray sensation for approval. The body is not confusion. Step back until the signal clears. October 11th hands you this filter. Use it on your calendar. Use it on your habits. Use it on your thoughts at 2 a.m. when the story turns cruel. A short liturgy for hard minutes. Place your palm on your sternum. Speak 3 truths slowly. I am not alone. I am not late. I will not abandon myself. Then choose one small accurate action. Drink water. Open the window. Delete the draft you wrote in anger. Walk 1 block. Text 1 safe person. Warfare shrinks when you fill the moment with obedience to what you know. You will feel it the first time you refuse to chase a misunderstanding. Peace will settle like a warm coat. The argument will knock, but your door will stay closed. October 11th is authority. Not over others. Over your atmosphere. You do not need to win. You need to remain. Remain in alignment. Remain in the room of yourself. Remain in the assignment that fits the shape of your hands. When light increases, disguise fails. This is the mercy and the mess of awakening. The costumes will not zip. The script home becomes accurate. Your calendar becomes honest. Your heart stops living on the edge of resentment because you stop spending it where it cannot earn interest and joy. Some of what you called coincidence was a gift warming up. The way you heard a sentence under a sentence, the way you felt a person's weak by how they said hello, the way you dreamt the color blue and woke to a sky that delivered the answer you were waiting on. These are not parlor tricks. They are tools. Claircognizance will increase. That is the sudden knowing that arrives fully formed like a friend walking through the door without knocking. Write it down. Do not demand a citation before you accept your own accuracy. Let evidence catch up. Prophetic timing will sharpen. You will feel when to send the message, and your phone will buzz with a reply that says, "How did you know?" You will not take credit. You will take care. Empathy will change shape. It will stop swallowing you. It will start serving you. You will feel deeply without drowning. You will sense pain without carrying it home. You will distinguish between compassion and compulsion. Compassion honors another's path. Compulsion tries to finish homework that is not yours. October 11th teaches your heart to close the door soft distance with no need for access. Move names gently between circles as seasons shift. No resentment. Just accuracy. This is emotional architecture. Work becomes liturgy. Whether you speak on stages or stack boxes, you will do it with a presence that changes the temperature of rooms. That is not poetic talk. It is measurable. People breathe deeper around you. Teams argue less around you. Decisions clarify faster around you. Your assignment is not to announce this. It is to maintain it. Keep your pilot light strong. Keep your edges clean. Keep your body honest. Expect the unexpected kindness. Checks that clear when you thought you miscalculated. Invitations that echo something you wrote in a journal 5 years ago. Paths that curve toward the version of you who finally took her own hands and said, "We are doing this." Receive without suspicion. Answer without apology. You are not lucky. You are aligned. Purpose now is daily, not distant. It is in how you respond to the difficult message. It is in how you leave a room better than you found it. It is in how you refuse to weaponize your insight and choose to heal with it instead. The chosen do not hoard clarity. They distribute it quietly. They walk through crowds like tuning forks. Things ring. The moment after awakening is never loud. It does not arrive with fireworks or trumpets or the applause of the world. It arrives like a slow inhale you didn't know you were holding. It arrives like the first morning after a long storm. When the sky doesn't need to prove anything, it just clears. October 11th was the ignition, but what happens after ignition is rebuilding. Not rebuilding from destruction, rebuilding from revelation. Because the truth is, you are not starting over. You are starting aligned. There's a difference between beginning again because everything collapsed, and beginning again because everything finally makes sense. The world teaches collapse as failure. The divine teaches collapse as clarity. When illusions fall away, only foundations remain. And now you are touching the foundation of live in distortion. This is the moment you realize stability is not built from circumstances, it's built from inner alignment. Your external life may still be shifting, but internally something is locked into place. A root has anchored itself deeper than doubt. A knowing has settled heavier than fear. You are not as shakeable as before. You do not panic as quickly. You do not cling as tightly. What changed? You stopped fearing loss because you finally understand. Nothing real can be taken from you. Let that sink in. Nothing real can be taken from you. The relationships meant for you deepen with time. The opportunities aligned with you wait for you. The path carved for you curves but never vanishes. In the sacred rebuild, you no longer chase. You coordinate. You no longer force. You follow. You no longer beg. You align. And things begin to appear. A new idea that fills you with electricity. A conversation that plants the seed of a future collaboration. A sudden desire to learn something new. A pull to move. To travel. To reorganize your space. Aligned. You are anchored. You are becoming unmistakably, unapologetically you, and everything in your world is beginning to rearrange around that truth. And the divine smiles. Because the real work can begin now.